This video I want to show how to replace a faulty water temperature sensor for Jandy JXI pool and spa heater. So mine is remotely controlled through this remote for Jandy, and I got the pump on right now. I'll go ahead and select pool heater on. Now, as you can see, the pool temperature is at 87 right now, and that is measured right here, just outside the pump. So if I turn on my pool heater and want it at 101 degrees, it says pool heater on. Remotely now, pool heater engaged here. However, the temperature says water temperature is 104 and the maximum is 104. So the pool heater will not come on, the gas heater. The reason for that is this sensor, this temperature sensor, is located right here on the inlet side. That's the inlet. This one, that's the outlet. And the temperature sensor is right here under this nut. So that sensor went bad. I'll show you how to replace it here. First of all, we're going to go ahead and turn off the heater here, and we'll turn off the pool. It will take some time for the pool to turn off because it thinks that it's cooling down, because it assumed that the heater came on. So we'll let it cool down. This is the kit that you need to buy. That's the temperature sensor. It comes with this nut and the washer, and the number for it is the small number on the bottom. I bought it on Amazon for 19 bucks. And then we'll go ahead and install it. Put it right here. I'm going to need this small flathead screwdriver, and we'll need a 8mm socket. So the first thing we want to do is to remove this right side, and it's just you just start with screws along the side. I removed them all already, but these are a couple final ones. And then these two right here, this one and that one, because they keep these two panels connected together. So I already removed one. I'll remove the second one. That loosens this panel. You would have this washer here sitting kind of like in the middle, creating a seal, which I already just pulled to the side like this, and it came off. You can see this washer, and the wire from the sensor is actually going through this washer. I'll put it back tight when I put the cover back on. You can see the wires going this way. You don't have to remove this side, but you have to remove this one. And again, I already removed all the screws around the perimeter. This is the last one, and the cover just basically falls out. It's got these two tabs, but it gets tucked in. Now the water temperature sensor is right here, as you can see. Water temperature, it's upside down. All we have to do is use this small flathead screwdriver and loosen these screws right here on both sides. This wire will come out. That's the temperature sensor. So the way the wire is ran, it comes in from this side, and it joins the main bundle. It's tucked over the top, comes out with this main bundle here. I'm not going to do all of this. All I'll do is just run through this hole and then get me to where I need to be. I will then probably just cut these off, and because they're pretty tight in this bundle, I don't want to mess with it. I'll just kind of cut them off, and I'll know that that's my old wires. They're not needed. You can also test without taking out the old sensor. You can simply test and connect these two here, leave it outside. I've done this already, and turned on the heater, and my temperature was reading 88 degrees, which is what it is outside now. So the sensor is definitely working, and the other one is definitely faulty. And as soon as this pump stops, we're going to go ahead and open up the that nut, and then we'll replace the sensor. If we do this now, the water will pour out, so we'll wait a few seconds. So now my pump turned off. I will use this adjustable wrench to grab this nut. And it should not be very tight. We should just try to loosen it. That's it right there. It should have been hand tightened, but it was a little tighter on mine. So you can see the water's coming out. That's fine. We just unscrew this nut. There's also a little relief valve on the bottom here. So if you just want to turn this, open it, that'll drain the water from the water heater, so you don't have water running out of the pump. Just like that. Yeah, that's more than I anticipated. That's okay. So that'll just drain water from the water heater, and then we'll be able to do our thing. Let me see why it's coming out so hard. Pump is supposed to be turned off. Yeah, the pump is turned off. Surprised that it has so much pressure right now in there, but in either case, let's see if we can. Okay, so there, the sensor just came out. Last couple times I did it, there was no pressure in the system, but I think because the pump is turned off, it still has a lot of pressure. We'll give it a second to drain. I'm just trying to deflect the water from the heater itself. Okay, and the water is almost completely drained. So this is the faulty sensor. You can see it kind of got pushed out by the water. That's the hole that it sits in, and it's got this washer, which our new sensor came with that. Now we don't need this wire anymore, so we can just cut it, since it's going kind of the long way and I don't want to undo it. So we'll just cut this wire and leave it there, and we'll put a new sensor right through. So I'm just going to cut these wires. Right there is fine, and I'll get this whole sensor out of there. I'll also go ahead and cut these two wires so that they don't stick out as far. Now we're gonna take the new sensor, put a washer on it, and then I'm trying to close the gate because it keeps slamming in the wind. And then we'll route this wire. It got twisted a little bit. And we'll run it through this washer. Just like that. So this is the setup that we have left with. Oh, sorry for the movement. Right here. That's how it's going to go. Screw in, and it's going to push the temperature sensor up against the hole, creating a seal. So now I'm going to put the drain plug, which is the bottom hole right there. Hand tighten. And I'm going to put the new sensor into the top hole right there and tighten by hand. Move the wire out of the way. Tighten by hand. And then I'll just add a tiny little bit of a turn with a wrench. Make sure I don't pinch the wire while I'm doing it, so that we don't have bad connection. Just about this much. Can't quite get to it because of this pipe here. There we go. Just like that. So now we have this wire. And I'm going to feed it through this rubber grommet. That's the first thing. I'm going to feed it forward. And our goal is to feed it through this hole. And just like this, I was able to stick my hand through here and then pull it out this way. I'll go ahead and cut it because it's quite long, and then we'll just connect it right there. And I decided not to cut it after all. I just bundled it like this together here and just left it hang here. It's out of the way. And then connected them to the connector, tighten the screws. There is no right or wrong way to do this. The wires are the same exact wires, so it doesn't matter. There's no positive or negative here. And I'll just run them this way. All nice and neat. Now we're ready to close this all off. Before we do, we test the to make sure that it all works. Pump is on and the pool heater is on. So now pump needs to prime first. It says no flow. We're waiting for the pump to start pumping. We got the flow, and so the pump came on. As you can see, the water showing 91 degrees, which is slightly higher than here. It shows 88. We'll give it a second. Maybe there's some hot water in there. Yeah, it's coming down already. So the sensor is working. It's within 2 degrees. It should equal out. Yeah, 89. So you can see it almost matches the sensor outside the pump. And I think it will match it precisely. There we go, 88. And then 88 here. So there we go, 87. So that fixed the issue. Just $19.99 I think was the sensor, 87. Both matching now. And you can see the heater came on right away. So that's good. Easy fix. Hope this is helpful.